Your heart is not a ticking time bomb. It is being suffocated. Every time your blood pressure spikes, every time you feel that heavy, exhausted tightness in your chest, it is not just aging. It is a biochemical concrete literally hardening inside your blood vessels. But thousands of years before the medical establishment synthesized their first cholesterol-lowering pill, the blueprint for absolute cardiovascular healing was already recorded. Today, we are unlocking 15 ancient, biblical foods that act as biological rotorooters. These are the exact compounds that physically dissolve arterial plaque, strip away calcification, and restore the elastic, youthful flow to your bloodstream. Pay extremely close attention to food number 4, because it triggers a chemical gas inside your veins that cardiologists are desperate to patent. And whatever you do, do not skip food number 15. It was the absolute staple grain of the Israelites, and it contains a fiber so powerful it physically drags cholesterol out of your body. When you complain of high blood pressure or poor circulation today, the modern medical machine gives you a devastatingly simple answer. They blame your cholesterol. They hand you a prescription for a statin drug designed to artificially shut down your liver's cholesterol production. They validate your fear, only to trap you on a daily chemical that drains your energy, triggers severe muscle wasting, and ignores the actual root cause of your disease. Your arteries are not clogged because you eat too much cholesterol. Your arteries are clogged because you are feeding your body highly processed, industrial foods that cause inflammation, forcing your body to use cholesterol as a biological bandage to patch the damage. It is time to stop medicating the bandage and start healing the vessel. Number 1. First pressed olive oil. In the Gospel of Luke chapter 10, when the Good Samaritan finds a beaten, broken man left for dead, he performs advanced ancient trauma care. The scripture says he went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. This was not merely symbolic. It was cellular defense. Modern cardiology has finally caught up. True, first-pressed extra virgin olive oil contains a massive concentration of an antioxidant called oleocanthal, alongside oleic acid. When this golden liquid enters your bloodstream, it hunts down and completely stops the oxidation of LDL cholesterol. If LDL does not oxidize, it cannot stick to your arterial walls. It keeps the vessel slick and impenetrable. But look at the modern empire's alternative. The food industry traded this sacred oil for highly refined seed oils, canola, soybean, cottonseed. These industrial lubricants are heated, bleached, and deodorized. When you consume them, they embed deep into your cell walls, causing violent, systemic inflammation that actively shreds the inner lining of your arteries. The protocol. Tomorrow morning, take exactly 1 tablespoon of raw, unheated, high-quality extra virgin olive oil on an empty stomach. Do not cook with it. Swallow it raw to preserve the enzymes and protect your arterial walls. Number 2. Crushed garlic. In Numbers 11-5, as the Israelites wander the barren wilderness, they weep for the life-saving foods they left behind in Egypt. They cry out, "We remember the fish we ate in Egypt, at no cost also, the cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic." Garlic was the cardiovascular engine of the ancient world. When you crush a clove of raw garlic, a highly volatile chemical reaction occurs, creating a sulfur compound called allicin. Once allicin enters your bloodstream, your red blood cells immediately convert it into hydrogen sulfide gas. This gas is a miraculous biological trigger. It commands the smooth muscles surrounding your blood vessels to instantly relax and expand. It violently drops your blood pressure and prevents your blood platelets from clumping together and forming deadly clots. The modern medical establishment offers you odorless, processed garlic pills that have been sitting on shelves for years, completely devoid of living allicin. Or worse, they prescribe synthetic blood thinners that cause internal bleeding. The protocol: take 1 fresh clove of garlic, smash it flat with the blade of a knife. You must wait exactly 10 minutes. This pause allows the oxygen to activate the allicin. Swallow it whole with water like a pill. Number 3. Broiled fatty fish. After the resurrection, in Luke 24-42, Jesus appears to his terrified disciples. To prove he is alive in the flesh, he asks for food. They gave him a piece of broiled fish, and he took it and ate it in their presence. The Sea of Galilee was teeming with dense, oily fish. Today, science understands the precise cardiovascular mechanics of this food. Wild-caught fatty fish like sardines and mackerel are loaded with EPA and DHA omega-3 fatty acids. When these fats enter your bloodstream, they aggressively lower your triglyceride levels. But more importantly, they are converted into biological molecules called resolvins. Resolvins literally resolve inflammation inside your arteries, halting the progression of plaque buildup. Contrast this with the modern food matrix. We are sold farm-raised tilapia and factory-farmed salmon, crammed into chemical-laden pens and fed GMO soy. Their flesh is completely devoid of omega-3s and packed with inflammatory omega-6s. They took heart medicine and turned it into heart disease. The protocol: 3 times a week, consume 1 tin of wild-caught sardines in olive oil, or a thick fillet of wild Alaskan salmon. Feed your heart the fats it recognizes. Number 4. The pomegranate. When King Solomon built the magnificent temple in Jerusalem, he did not decorate the massive bronze pillars with random shapes. 1 Kings 7:18 reveals he carved hundreds of pomegranates directly into the metal guarding the entrance. This fruit is the ultimate symbol of life, and, for your arteries, it is a chemical rotorooter. The blood-red seeds of the pomegranate contain a terrifyingly powerful, rare antioxidant called punicalagin. Clinical trials have shown that punicalagin actively stimulates the endothelial cells lining your arteries to produce massive amounts of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is the holy grail of cardiovascular health. It expands the arteries, drops blood pressure, and physically reverses the thickening of the carotid artery walls. It literally dissolves the plaque matrix. But what does Big Food offer? Flash pasteurized pomegranate juice from concentrate, stripped of its living enzymes, boiled to death, and spiked with 40 grams of refined high-fructose corn syrup, a sugar that directly damages your arterial lining. The protocol: ignore the juices. Buy a fresh, whole pomegranate. Break it open and eat half a cup of the raw living seeds every single afternoon. Number 5. Raw almonds. In Genesis 43:11, when Jacob sends his sons back into Egypt to face the ruler they do not yet know is their brother Joseph, he commands them to take the finest products of the land as a peace offering. Put some of the best products of the land in your bags and take them down to the man as a gift: a little balm and a little honey, some spices and myrrh, some pistachio nuts and almonds. Almonds were the currency of kings. Cardiologists now know why. The skin of a raw almond is packed with flavonoids and vitamin E, while the inside contains elite plant sterols. When combined in your digestive tract, these compounds physically block the absorption of oxidized cholesterol into your bloodstream. They shield the LDL particles from free radical damage, ensuring the cholesterol never turns sticky and toxic. The modern snack industry destroys this. They take the almond, strip its skin, roast it in rancid canola oil at 400 degrees, and cover it in synthetic salt and MSG. They weaponize a healing nut. The protocol: purchase raw, unpasteurized, organic almonds. Soak exactly 12 of them in a glass of water overnight to remove the phytic acid. Eat them the next morning to armor your bloodstream for the day. Number 6. The red onion. Returning to Numbers 11-5, the onion was listed alongside garlic as the staple healing food of the ancient laborers. The onion is a biological solvent. Raw red onions contain the highest dietary concentration of a powerful flavonoid called quercetin. Inside your arteries, a dangerous protein called fibrin can form thick, sticky meshes that trap blood cells and create massive, fatal clots. Quercetin operates as a fibrinolytic agent. It literally dissolves the fibrin mesh. It keeps your blood thin, fluid, and moving effortlessly. Modern society has completely neutralized this power. We deep fry onions in industrial vegetable oil to make onion rings, or we cook them down into sugary jams. Heat and oil completely incinerate the living quercetin. The protocol: you must eat it raw. Slice 1/4 of a raw red onion and add it to your daily salad or meal. The sharp, burning sulfur taste is the exact medicine your blood needs. Number 7. Black cumin seed. In Isaiah 28-25, the prophet describes the meticulous, divine wisdom of the farmer harvesting medicinal seeds. Does he not scatter the fitches and sow the cumin? Also known as Nigella sativa, this ancient black seed is a cardiovascular powerhouse. It contains an incredibly potent active compound called thymoquinone. When thymoquinone enters your cardiovascular system, it acts as an aggressive scavenger. It hunts down inflammatory cytokines that are actively scratching the inside of your blood vessels. By shutting down the inflammation, your body no longer needs to deposit cholesterol into your arteries. Big Pharma's answer to vascular inflammation is simply more statin drugs, which have been clinically proven to induce type 2 diabetes in healthy patients, a disease that rapidly accelerates arterial decay. The protocol: purchase pure, cold-pressed organic black seed oil. It is incredibly bitter. Take exactly 1/2 teaspoon every morning. Chase it with a glass of water and let it sweep your arteries clean. Stop right there. Look at your own medical history right now. What did the doctor tell you at your last checkup? What is the one cardiovascular symptom that terrifies you the most? Is it your skyrocketing blood pressure, your shortness of breath, or the numbness in your hands and feet? Go down to the comments right now and tell me. Put it into words. This channel is a sanctuary for those fighting to take their hearts back from the modern medical machine. Type your exact symptom below and let's get back to the list. Number 8. True cinnamon. In Exodus 30-23, God gives Moses the precise, unalterable recipe for the holy anointing oil. The primary ingredient was not subtle. It was massive quantities of sweet cinnamon. This bark is an arterial defender. True Ceylon cinnamon contains high levels of cinnamaldehyde. When you consume excessive carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes, creating advanced glycation end products, AGEs. These toxic molecules act like microscopic shards of glass, physically scratching the inside of your arteries. Cinnamaldehyde acts as a biological shield. It aggressively pulls sugar out of your blood, preventing the AGEs from ever forming and preserving the smooth, slick lining of your vessels. But modern bakeries use cassia, cinnamon, a cheap, toxic imposter loaded with coumarin, which destroys your liver. They mix it with massive amounts of refined sugar in pastries, creating a metabolic bomb that completely ruins your arteries. The protocol: buy only true organic Ceylon cinnamon. Put 1/2 teaspoon into your morning coffee or warm tea to lock your blood sugar in place all day long. Number 9. Flaxseed. In Proverbs 31-13, the description of the virtuous wise woman includes her mastery over ancient biology. She seeks wool and flax and works with willing hands. Flax, the same plant used to weave ancient linen, produces a seed that is a cardiovascular miracle. Flax seeds are the richest botanical source of alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, and rare polyphenols called lignans. When digested, these lignans physically interrupt the formation of atherosclerotic plaque. They reduce the adhesion molecules on your blood vessel walls, meaning cholesterol literally cannot stick to the artery. It just slides right through. The modern food industry ruins flaxseed by pre-grinding it and letting it sit on store shelves for months in clear plastic bags. The delicate ALA fats instantly oxidize when exposed to light and air, turning rancid. You end up eating oxidized fat that actively clogs your arteries. The protocol: buy whole, unbroken, organic brown flax seeds. Keep them in your refrigerator. Grind exactly 1 tablespoon fresh in a coffee grinder right before you eat it. Put it over a salad or in a smoothie. Number 10. Coriander. In Exodus 16:31, when God rained miraculous bread from heaven to sustain the Israelites, the Bible describes the life-saving manna with a specific visual. It was white like coriander seed. The leaf of the coriander plant, commonly known as cilantro, is a cellular sponge. Its living leaves contain an essential compound called linalool. Heavy metals, specifically calcified calcium and lead, build up inside your arteries and cause them to stiffen and harden, a condition called arteriosclerosis. Linalool acts as a natural chelator. It actively binds to the calcified heavy metals embedded in your arterial walls, pulling them out and carrying them safely through your digestive tract. The modern medical system tries to sell you synthetic, laboratory-made chelation therapies that cost thousands of dollars and strip your body of essential minerals. God gave you a seed that does it naturally. The protocol: buy fresh, vibrant cilantro. Snip a handful of the raw green leaves and chew them thoroughly every single day with your heaviest meal. Number 11. The fig. In 2 Kings chapter 20, King Hezekiah is struck with a severe, boiling infection. The prophet Isaiah gives a specific medical command: prepare a poultice of figs. The fig is a cellular powerhouse. Science reveals that figs contain massive amounts of potassium and a specific bioactive compound called ficussin. When you are deficient in potassium, the sodium in your blood causes your blood vessels to violently constrict, driving your blood pressure through the roof. The potassium in figs physically forces the blood vessel walls to untense and relax. Modern society ruined this fruit by turning it into sugary cookies and jams, or bleaching dried figs with sulfur dioxide to make them look prettier on a shelf, destroying their enzymes in the process. The protocol: eat exactly 2 organic, dried black mission figs daily. If they are too tough, soak them in warm water for 10 minutes before eating. Number 12. The mustard seed. In Matthew 13:31, Jesus uses this specific seed to describe the explosive power of the kingdom. Though it is the smallest of all seeds, it becomes a tree. Do not let its size fool you. It is a biological hand grenade for your blood vessels. Mustard seeds contain a massive concentration of an enzyme called myrosinase. When you crush a raw mustard seed, a chemical reaction unleashes a compound called sulforaphane. Sulforaphane activates the NRF2 pathway in your body. It commands the endothelial cells lining your arteries to unleash a tidal wave of internal antioxidants. It puts a literal biochemical force field around your veins. Big Food boils the mustard seeds to death, completely destroying the myrosinase enzyme, mixes it with synthetic yellow dye and toxic seed oils, and sells it in a plastic squeeze bottle. The protocol: buy whole, raw, organic yellow mustard seeds. Put them in a pepper grinder. Right before you eat a savory meal, grind a heavy dusting of raw mustard seed over your food to activate the arterial force field. Number 13. Grapes with seeds. In Numbers 13:23, the spies return from the Promised Land carrying a cluster of grapes so massive it took 2 men to carry it on a pole. The true, ancient grape is vascular medicine. The skin of the dark grape contains resveratrol, but the true power is inside the bitter seed. Grape seeds contain oligomeric proanthocyanidins, OPCs. These compounds aggressively strengthen the capillaries and prevent blood platelets from clumping together. It is a natural, perfectly safe blood thinner that prevents catastrophic clotting. What has the modern agricultural machine done? They genetically modified the grape to be entirely seedless. They bred the medicine right out of the fruit to make it easier to chew, leaving you with nothing but a globe of pure sugar water. The protocol: you must find organic, seeded grapes, often Concord or Muscadine. Eat a small handful, and you must actually chew and swallow the bitter, crunchy seeds. Number 14. The raw walnut. In Song of Solomon 6:11, the king descends into his sanctuary of wisdom. I went down to the grove of nut trees to look at the new growth in the valley. Walnuts are unmatched in their cardiovascular profile. They are heavily loaded with the amino acid L-Arginine. When your body digests L-Arginine, it converts it directly into nitric oxide. Just like the pomegranate, this forces your arteries to dilate and open wide, dramatically improving blood flow to your heart muscle and your brain. The snack industry covers them in synthetic caramel, roasts them in terrible oils, and packages them in clear plastic where the fragile fats immediately go rancid. The protocol: purchase raw, unroasted, unsalted walnuts in their shells. Crack them open fresh and eat exactly 7 halves every afternoon. But you must hear this final warning. You can drink olive oil, you can eat raw garlic, and chew mustard seeds every single day, and your arteries will still clog and harden if your body cannot physically sweep the toxic cholesterol out of your digestive tract. Number 15. Sprouted barley. In John 6-9, when Jesus feeds the massive multitude of 5,000 people, the miracle begins with the ultimate staple food of the ancient world. Here is a boy with 5 small barley loaves. Whole sprouted barley contains an incredibly dense, viscous soluble fiber called beta-glucan. When beta-glucan enters your digestive tract, it forms a thick, gel-like matrix. This gel literally acts as a biological sponge. It surrounds excess cholesterol and toxic bile acids in your gut, traps them, and physically drags them out of your body before they can ever re-enter your bloodstream and clog your arteries. The modern food industry completely abandoned barley. They replaced it with ultra-refined, bleached white wheat flour. They stripped out 100% of the fiber and the beta-glucan, leaving you with a rapidly digesting carbohydrate that violently spikes your blood sugar and destroys your vascular lining. The protocol: throw away the white bread, buy whole hulled organic barley, soak it overnight to sprout it, and boil it into a dense porridge for breakfast. But here is the terrifying truth. The beta-glucan in barley only works if your gut microbiome is healthy enough to process it. If your intestinal lining has been shredded by modern chemicals, pesticides, and hidden seed oils, the barley will simply ferment in your gut, causing massive bloating, and the cholesterol will cycle right back into your heart. You have to repair the gut lining first. There is a specific, ancient 24-hour protocol that physically seals the microscopic tears in your intestinal wall and restores your body's ability to sweep out cholesterol. You cannot afford to wait until your chest tightens. Click the video on your screen right now to discover the 24-hour gut repair protocol. Your arteries cannot heal until your gut is sealed. Click the video on your screen right now, and I will see you there.